Hi, I'm Jade Hernandez, a camouflage tattoo artist and educator. I help beauty bosses effectively market their business and become the authority in their field, close more leads, and make more money. In the past 6 years, I've launched 2 successful beauty businesses to multiple 6 figures with over 100 5-star raving reviews and several media press spotlights. While most marketers will tell you to hustle and work harder for success, I'll show you how to create more value from the inside out so that you work less, make more, and truly expand and transform your business and life. This is the Beauty Expanded podcast. Hey guys, welcome back. In today's episode, I wanted to do something a little different, which is just update you guys on what's been happening in my life, behind the scenes, professionally, personally, all of that good stuff. So today is Thursday, and I have been busy getting my hair blown out, getting a facial done, hydrating like crazy, eating healthy, all of that good stuff because I am prepping myself. Tomorrow at 8 a.m., I'm scheduled to get a tummy tuck done, and I'm super excited. Also, of course, a little nervous just thinking about that recovery because for those of you that don't know, a tummy tuck is pretty invasive. It usually will take a few months, if not, they say a full year to fully recover. So being the crazy person that I am, I'm only really committed to taking 2 weeks off of work. I am going to try to ease back into work, but I have blocked out 2 weeks. But I actually am going to be tattooing 1 day out of those 2 weeks. So technically next weekend, I am going to be coming into the studio to tattoo. And I may or may not have my drains still in me. So who knows? But I'm definitely trying to do everything I can in my power to prep for a good recovery. Hydrating, drinking tons of water, eating healthier, staying away from sugar, which I love, talking to people who have had tummy tucks and getting their advice on things to buy. That's going to just make the recovery much quicker for me. I was actually on Amazon last night buying some garments for the post-op just to keep everything tight and supported so that I can make this transition as easy as possible. So that's what I'm up to. That's probably the biggest update that I have for you guys. I'm super excited. I've always have been a bit self-conscious about my stomach. I'm pretty short. I'm 5'2" and growing is what I say. I'm a pretty petite person and my torso is short versus long. I always joke around that literally when you look at me, I'm boobs and then butt. And I have just this little bit of, a few inches of what I would call stomach. Even before pregnancy, I would say my stomach has always just been a place of insecurity because it's the one area that easily fluctuates based on whether or not it's that time of month, I'm on my period, or whether or not I'm eating salty foods or even just had a big meal. It's the one thing that even if I work out, I feel like anytime I gain any sort of weight or bloat, it's pretty obvious in my stomach area. There have definitely been moments where my stomach was really tight and flat and toned, but that came with eating extremely healthy, being super disciplined at the gym, and to be honest, I just don't have the time for that. I don't have the will. I don't have the drive. I'm just at a different place in my life. And so after having Jet, my little one, I definitely got back into the gym as quickly as I could. But things have not been the same. Seeing women day in and day out who have had tummy tucks, because I camouflage scars, and a lot of those are the surgical scars, such as tummy tucks, I'm always blown away by their results. A lot of the clients that I work with have amazing bodies, and I've always just been really curious about getting a tummy tuck. It's always been in the back of my mind. I always joked about it, that I was sick and tired of doing all these ab exercises and that I just really wanted to get a tummy tuck and get it flat. And over Christmas, when things started to slow down at the studio, as it always does during the holiday season, I just randomly one night decided to see if I could just book some consultations to talk to surgeons that I knew in the Valley who I'd seen their work and get some questions answered and see if I was a candidate for a tummy tuck and all of that good stuff. So I booked out 2 consultations. One of them was with my surgeon that I had gone to when I had gotten my breast implants. Really loved him, loved his work, still love his work, actually. And I would say my breasts are at least 13 years old and no complications. Love the scar that he gave me. We actually did it through my armpit. I'm the type of person that will scar dark and have a lot of hyperpigmentation. So I just really loved that my scar, or that I had the option to do it through my armpits, because the scarring healed really great. Surprisingly, I was able to get a consultation with him the day before Christmas Eve, which to me, I'm like, oh my God, I can't even believe you're working that week. But I came in for a consultation, talked to him. It had been a long, long time since we had seen each other. Had him look at my breasts as well, just to see if I am going to be under, might as well replace my breasts if I need to. He checked me out and was like, no, unless you want to go bigger or anything like that, if you're having any complications. But if none of those are happening, then you're good to go. They look great. We don't have to replace them. So I really appreciated that, because that would have been an easy upsell to that package. I started getting super excited about the tummy tuck, how it would actually look like. We did talk about his scar protocol. He knows what I do for a living. We are mutual friends on Instagram. And so that was definitely one of the questions I wanted to ask him was, what's your scar protocol? I know I'm going to hyperpigment. I know that this scar is not going to be as easily hidden as I could with my breast implants, which was through the armpit. They can't do a tummy tuck through my armpit. And I loved what he told me. Essentially, they have products that they use. We're going to be using silicone gel strips to help recover and accelerate that healing process for me. I also think him just knowing what I do for a living, he's going to be a lot mindful of how that's going to heal and the placement of that scar. So consultation went great. I was like, how booked out are you guys? They had this one day in January that I could make happen, but I wanted to go back home, talk to the husband, and just really sit with whether or not I wanted to go through with this. I also booked another consultation with another surgeon in Scottsdale, Arizona. And same thing, I know for a fact he does amazing work, but his consultation wasn't even available until May. So long story short, decided after talking to the husband, he was really excited. He had heard of me talking about this for so long. He was fully supportive that I was, okay, I'm going to do this. I called their patient coordinator to book the date, but the January date had already been taken. And so they were able to fit me in February 18th, actually. So here I am today in this episode with less than 24 hours before I go under. I'm just really excited. I'll be documenting my healing process with you all through the podcast. I actually plan on doing a few podcasts while I'm in recovery, so that way I can get a little bit ahead of schedule instead of doing these weekly. And then also looking forward to taking some time off. I have a few sales training webinars and videos that I'd like to review, evolve my education, and enjoy a bit of rest. The other thing that I wanted to update you guys on is I'm also going to be a speaker at the International Scalp Show in Las Vegas, May 26th through May 28th. You guys can get more information about that show at scalpshow.com. I was reached out by Scalp Micro USA, a great S&P company and brand located in New York, Texas, and California. They're awesome. They're actually who I got trained on for scalp micropigmentation. They reached out to me and asked if I would be a speaker on something business related. And I replied back saying, yes, absolutely. This is something that I've been wanting to manifest this year, is to do a lot more speaking engagements and contribute to my community, help you guys with marketing and sales more from an educational aspect. And I told them that I would love to talk about sales and how you can optimize your consultations using scripts and knowing what questions to ask your clients, so that way you build credibility and trust, so that even if they are price shopping and talking to your competitors, the way that you position yourself during the consultation, there is a secret art to it that will make you stand out amongst your competitors. They immediately replied back saying, yes, this is so needed. We're so excited for you to speak on this. I think, or at least I hope, during my recovery process, I'll be able to dive into that a little bit further, brainstorm some ideas on how I want that speaking engagement to go. But that's really exciting, guys. If you're an S&P artist, so scalp micropigmentation artist, or you're thinking about getting into this industry, This company, Scalp USA, they're legit. They are extremely professional, really, really great, upstanding guys. The people behind this brand are not holding back on this conference. I'm so excited to be a part of that. So to give you guys a little of an overview, there are going to be a panel of S&P speakers internationally from all over the world that you're going to learn from. And everyone has great techniques. I think that's the one thing that's really great about the permanent makeup or tattoo industry is that there are so many different things, tricks that you can learn from other artists just by simply listening and watching them. Even though I'm a speaker for one of the days, I'm still going to be at the event because I'm interested in learning what they're doing in Australia, for example. They'll have a panel of S&P artists from all over the world sharing their own techniques, their knowledge. They're also going to have hands-on workshops to learn about color theory or to practice hairlines, alopecia. I'm sure they'll have something about the scar camouflage for hair transplants. And then there's also going to be an S&P competition, which is going to be a lot of fun, Vegas, really crazy and entertaining show. That's definitely something I think that will be a highlight of the event. And then I'll be speaking on the day where they are going to go over more business, marketing, development. My speech in particular, I forgot what the title is, but it's something along the lines of optimizing your consultation. I'm literally going to be sharing the most powerful questions that I ask of prospects from a psychological standpoint that gets them to immediately want to invest in me. I'll be promoting that periodically for the next couple of months until we hit May. If you are interested in doing this, I would love to meet you. I would love to spend some time with you. I would love for all of us to go out to dinner and to simply connect with you in person. So if you are planning on going, make sure that when you purchase your ticket, you use my discount code. They were so generous enough to have people get $100 off their ticket if they simply put JAYD, because that's how you spell my name. That's your discount code. You put in Jade, and then it will automatically deduct $100 off your ticket price. If you come for the 2-day show, it's $750, but again, with the discount code, it's actually $650 for the 2-day ticket. Or if you do want to come for the 3-day ticket, which has some other VIP perks, that is $9.99, but again, with the discount code, it's $8.99. And then send me a message, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram. I will gather a group of us. I'll pick out a restaurant in Vegas. I'll choose a day where it doesn't matter if you're here for 2 days or 3 days. And if you can come, great. It would be really great to connect with you. And then I believe I'll be speaking on the second day. They're still letting us know what all the details are, but I know that I'll be speaking on the day where they go over more of the marketing and business development aspects. So that's really cool and something I look forward to. The other thing I wanted to mention, just in case you guys are curious, the surgeon that I'm going to be going to get my tummy tucked through is Dr. Corwin Martin, and his website is anewbeautifulyou.com. He's in Scottsdale, really great bedside manner, and his staff is extremely professional and attentive as well. I'll be sure to tag him as I continue to document it with you guys. So we talked about the International Scalp Show. The other thing that I'm going to be working on as well is gearing up for an upcoming sales webinar that I'd like to do for all PMU artists. I think as entrepreneurs, not a lot of us are confident in the art of sales, and sales and marketing are two very different things. I think a lot of what I see in our industry is about how to market and brand yourself and really promote yourself better. But sales, I would say, is even more valuable because sales is what brings money into your business. It's what helps you make a profit. It's what helps you close a lead. So learning how to do sales and do it effectively is probably the most important thing in your business, and yet it's the least thing that we talk about because it has such a negative connotation to it, right? Because most people are really uncomfortable doing sales or coming off as slimy, and or they're really uncomfortable asking for the sale, asking for money, pricing things out for the fear of rejection that someone's gonna say it's too expensive. I've noticed this throughout the years that I've been tattooing, and I really want to create a sales webinar that anyone from all over the world can join. And I'm literally going to show you the most effective sales tactics that you can begin to implement during your consultations. Also, strategize behind the scenes through your marketing efforts as well, because of course you need marketing in your business, but there's a way to do it that can help lead to the close of the sale. So I always like to tell students the sale happens way before they ever pick up the phone to contact you to book a consultation. That's something that I'm going to be working on this year. And if you can't make it to the live event, it will be recorded and you can purchase that training later or at your convenience. I'm also doing a couple of private 101 trainings, which is awesome. I don't know that a lot of people know that because I don't advertise that, but we do group trainings to train people on how to camouflage tattoos, scars, and stretch marks. And every once in a while, I will get someone who will ask for a private training. They're a little bit more, but the difference is that you get one-on-one attention with me. You get a bit more hands-on practice, and depending on your skill level, that can be improvised and tailored based on what it is that you want, because it's a focus solely on you and me versus the dynamic of a group that can be a little bit more general towards the fundamentals of training. So I have a couple of those lined up this summer. And then personally, I am trying to potty train Jet, my little one. He's 3, will be 4 in July. And it's about time that this kid start getting potty trained. That's something that we have just recently eased or tried to pique his curiosity on. We bought a toilet off of Amazon, a little miniature toilet. It makes the flushing sounds, all of that good stuff. And we're just playing little games with him where we put on some music, get him to sit on the toilet and count to 10. And then we try and bump it up to 15. So the good thing is that he's not afraid of it, but he's just still afraid to actually do it. I think while I'm in recovery, once I get my energy up, I might just do the potty training where you basically watch them like a hawk and don't have them wearing any underwear, basically just have them completely butt naked. And then when they're about to go potty, get them on that toilet ASAP. I think I'll try that in a couple weeks. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. And the other thing personally that I am working on is connecting to my spirituality a lot more. As you guys know, I'm a part of a coaching program. And when I think about balance in life, which I have struggled with in the past, I tend to overwork, is really switching my perspective on that and focusing on how I can balance, not more so work-life balance, but how I can balance spirituality with work. I love what I do for a living, and I think that's why sometimes it's hard for me to shut it off, because it's not necessarily something I have to do. I am my own boss, but because I am my own boss, I can get very tunneled vision and just work and grind it out behind the scenes, marketing, SEO, blogs, generating ideas, training, watching training videos, all of that stuff. And I don't really know that I'm doing it until I hit burnout, if that makes sense. That's usually when my husband will say something to me where he'll ask me to be more present with the family, or can you not work this weekend? Can you take some more days off? And in the beginning of the year, I was actually getting really good with that work-life balance. But I've noticed, and maybe it's because I know I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks, that I have been working a lot more. And then when I look at my March calendar, we're pretty much booked every day. I want to get back to the point where I am only working 2 weekends a month versus all weekends. And I would like to get back to the point where I am leaning back from my business because it's automated, because I have my assistant doing more things, etc., so that I can dive more and be more present to meditation, to my spiritual practice, to my coaching program, to journaling, to literally being present with who I am and what's going on in my internal world. I'd like to invest more time and energy internally rather than living in my external world. And that's something that I'm looking forward to during my recovery, because I will be forced to recover and slow down. Not like it's a bad thing, but how can I blend this in so that it's more of my normal than it's not? And that's something that I'm personally working on through my coaching program, and how I can begin to bridge that more into my business. I think what it also reveals to me when I get burned out is that I have a hard time saying no to clients. They're excited, they're doing a consultation with me, they want to book, and I'm excited for that as well. But what ends up happening is that I end up booking out my entire month and I don't really have a lot of space and time to rejuvenate, regenerate. And then it has a trickling effect where I kind of let myself go. I'm not in the gym. I'm not eating that healthy. So I want to have more balance with that. And I think maybe, again, this is something I'm just trying on for size. If I don't think about it as in work-life balance, which I've been failing at. But if I think about it more as my internal and external balance, so more spirituality, right? So more of my spirit and external world, if I can think of balance like that, is that enough to make that shift for me? And then the last update is that lately I've been getting a lot of requests to do scalp micropigmentation training, which is not something I've been interested in, to be honest. I love doing it as a service. I love doing it as an artist. But as a trainer, I just haven't had much desire to actually formulate my own training program. But I do believe hair camouflage, especially amongst women, is only going to continue to grow and expand. And I'm excited for that. So when it comes to scalp micropigmentation, I often partner with my friend Eddie. So his company is called steadymicro.com, or on Instagram, it's S&P Barber. He's awesome, by the way. He's a master barber, has 5 locations throughout the valley, has been barbering for a really long time. So he understands men's hairlines like no other. Anytime we have a male client that comes in, and I know that he's going to want us to recreate his hairline, I always call Eddie to join me in the consultation, and we'll actually work on that client together and split the profit. I love it because S&P sessions are really long. It's very easy for you to work on someone for 4 to 7 hours, and being able to work with Eddie, shadow him, because again, men's hairlines is what he does in and out all day long. And so I always learn a lot from just being able to work side by side with Eddie and watch him. So we ended up doing a consultation this week for a client. And then afterwards, we were just catching up, and I was telling him that a lot of people have been reaching out to me about S&P for women, and he has a training program. To this day, I always refer people who are interested in learning how to do the hair camouflage to Eddie. And it was a casual conversation, but something for us to revisit again, just to see if there's an opportunity or how we can implement the hair camouflage this year, because there's been a lot of demand for it, and just see how that grows within his program. It's not something I want to do on my own. So to create a new training program for scalp micropigmentation, not necessarily interested in that. Would much rather add that and partner with someone who's already doing it successfully. So that's what's new with me, guys. If there are certain questions you have for me, whether it's something personally or professionally, I love answering those questions. Feel free to shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram or wherever to my email address, and let's chat about it. I also have my first co-hosting episode that will be coming up next month. Probably by the time we edit it, it'll be launched sometime in March with another permanent makeup artist. So it'll be the first time that I've had a guest on this podcast, and excited to see how that flows. There may be more people in the future that I bring on to the podcast just to switch it up. But I just wanted to try this on for size, do something a little bit different, share something more personal, and let you guys know what I've been up to and see how you like it. So until next time, I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'd love to connect and help you more. If you have a question you'd like for me to answer, please send it to jade@studioconceal.com. That's JAYD@studioconceal.com, and I might highlight it on my podcast. I find what's often personal is most general. So if this episode helped you, please share it with a friend who may need the encouragement and inspiration. I'll catch you on the next one.